Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English EchoLingo, the place where we explore the beauty of the English language and find the best ways to master it. I'm your host, Mike, and I am so glad you've decided to spend some of your valuable time with me today. Today, we are going to talk about a challenge that almost every single English learner faces. It is a topic that can cause a lot of frustration, but once you understand it, it will change your life as a learner. We are talking about listening. Have you ever felt that sinking feeling in your stomach when you hear a native speaker talking? You hear the sounds, you recognize that it's English, but it feels like the words are moving too fast to catch. It's like trying to catch rain with your bare hands. You might catch a few drops, but most of it just slips through your fingers. You hear people mumble, you hear words blending together, and you feel like your brain is always 3 steps behind. If you have felt this way, I want you to know something very important: you are not failing. You are simply encountering the natural complexity of spoken English. The reason listening is so hard is not just about your vocabulary or your grammar knowledge. It's about how you use your brain while you listen. Most people listen passively. They wait for the sounds to hit their ears and hope that their brain understands. But today, I want to introduce you to a concept that will turn you from a passive victim of fast speech into a strategic, confident listener. We call this active listening. Active listening is not just about hearing. It is a mental revolution. It is a way of engaging with the language that uses your logic, your intuition, and your focus. It's about being a participant in the conversation, even if you are just listening to a podcast or a video. Before we dive into the techniques, let's prepare ourselves. I want you to take a moment right now. If you are walking, keep a steady pace. If you are sitting, sit up straight. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and let it out slowly. Let go of the stress of trying to be perfect. Today, we are not looking for perfection. We are looking for progress. Let's start with our first major strategy. I call this the power of prediction. In science, we know that the brain is a prediction machine. It loves to guess what is coming next. When you watch a movie in your native language, you are constantly guessing what the characters will say. You don't realize it, but your brain is already working ahead of the sound. When we learn English, we often stop doing this. We become so afraid of making a mistake that we wait for every word to be 100% clear before we believe it. To be a great listener, you must start guessing again. Think of it like a sports player warming up. A basketball player doesn't just start the game, they practice their shots. Your brain needs a warm-up too. Before you press play on a video or start a conversation, ask yourself, what is the topic? If the topic is the environment, your brain should start looking for words like pollution, climate, nature, or future. By doing this, you are activating the folders in your brain where those words are stored. You are making those words easy to find. When the speaker finally says them, your brain says, "Oh, I was expecting that," and you understand it instantly, even if your guess is wrong. The act of guessing makes your brain more alert and ready to process information. Now, let's move to a very important mindset shift. We need to talk about the forest and the trees. Many English learners are focused on the trees, the individual words. They hear a word they don't know, and they stop. Their brain freezes. They think, What was that word? Was it a verb? Was it an idiom? While they are thinking about that one word, the speaker has already said 10 more words. Now, the listener is lost. Active listening is about looking at the forest, the big picture. You must give yourself permission to ignore words you don't know. Think about this if I tell you, I was so exhausted after the marathon that I slept for 12 hours. And you don't know the word, exhausted. Do you still understand me? Yes. Because you heard, marathon, and slept for 12 hours. Your logic tells you that I was very tired. In real life, 60% understanding of the right things is better than 100% understanding of the wrong things. You don't need every single, the, ed, or, of. You need the message. Imagine you are at an airport. You hear an announcement, due to a technical glitch. Flight 402 is delayed by 2 hours. You might not know the word, glitch. But you hear, Flight 402, delayed, and 2 hours. That is all you need. The glitch doesn't change your life, the delay does. Focus on the core message. When you stop panicking about the words you miss, you start enjoying the words you know. This brings us to a technique that is very simple, but very powerful: the 3-layer listening method. We often think that we should understand everything the first time we hear it. But why? Even in our own language, we sometimes ask people to repeat themselves. When you are learning, you should listen to the same thing at least 3 times. The first time you listen, you are just mapping the territory. You are getting used to the speaker's voice, their accent, and the speed. Don't worry about details. Just try to get the vibe of the conversation. The second time you listen, you will notice that things become clearer. Your brain has already heard the sounds once, so now it can focus on connecting those sounds to meanings. This is where you catch the phrases and the sentences. The third time is where the magic happens. You start to hear the music of the language, the rhythm, the way words link together, the small emotions in the voice. This is how you move from hearing English to feeling English. It builds a deep, muscular memory in your brain that stays with you forever. Now, let's talk about being a detective. This is the skill of using context. Context is the environment surrounding a word. When you encounter a new word, don't reach for a dictionary immediately. Use your logic. Imagine I say, the weather was so dismal that we stayed inside and read books all day. You might not know dismal, but look at the clues: stayed inside all day. Does dismal sound like a happy word or a sad word? It sounds like bad weather, right? Usually, it means gray, dark, and depressing. You just learned a new word without looking it up. You used the detective part of your brain. This makes the memory of that word much stronger because you worked for it. You didn't just read a definition, you solved a puzzle. Finally, we must address the biggest enemy of listening: multitasking. We live in a very busy world. We like to think we can do everything at once. We listen to English while we check our emails, wash the dishes, and look at social media. We think, I'm being productive. But the truth is, your brain cannot learn a language while it is distracted. Language learning requires working memory. When you multitask, you are cutting your brain's power in half. You might hear the sounds, but you aren't building the connections. If you want to see real improvement, you need to create what I call a sanctuary of focus. Even if it is only for 15 minutes a day, give English your 100% attention. Put your phone in another room. Close your eyes. Listen to the voice. Imagine the scenes the speaker is describing. When you give the language your full respect and attention, it will reveal its secrets to you much faster. Learning English is not a race. It is a journey of discovery. Every time you listen actively, you are building a bridge between your world and the English-speaking world. It takes time, and it takes patience, but I promise you, it is worth it. You have the intelligence and the ability to do this. Don't let the speed of the world make you feel slow. You are right where you need to be. Thank you so much for joining me today on English EchoLingo. It has been a pleasure sharing these thoughts with you. Remember, keep your ears open, but more importantly, keep your mind active. You are doing a great job, and I am proud of the progress you are making. I'm Mike, and I'll be here waiting for you in the next episode. Until then, stay curious, stay focused, and keep listening. Bye for now.